Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video and another AFL match preview. I did these for the whole gather round last weekend, and it went down reasonably well. So apologies for not doing one for the Sunday games because I was just I just watched so much footy on the first day and the Friday. Then obviously busy doing personal stuff on the on the Saturday, and then watching the Bombers game on the Saturday. That I just had enough of it. So I just rested on all the Sunday. So apologies for not doing a preview on the Sunday. But so for this one, it's going to be the Good Friday Superclash, as it's now called, between North Melbourne and Carlton, which is going to be on very soon. Just get through this quickly. Of course, Carlton coming off their first win of the season against West Coast. North Melbourne were competitive for 3.5 quarters for 2.5 quarters against the Gold Coast Suns, and then fell away. So you never know. So we don't know how this will go, so to speak. So first, let's get straight into it with the lineups here. So with the changes. So one change for North Melbourne with Riley Harneman, who was the sub in the game down against the Suns down at the Barossa. He is out, and George Wardlaw is in, and it's confirmed that Zane Dersma will be the sub. And then a maximum of 3 changes for Carlton with Sam Doherty, Harry Mackay, and Brody Kemp out. Of course, Mackay out due to concussion protocols, and unfortunately with Brody Kemp doing his Achilles during the game against the Eagles, meaning that his season is done, unfortunately. And then I think Doherty, was omitted. So a big statement there from Michael Voss. And in the side comes Elijah Hollins, Lewis Young, and Blake Acres. So Lewis Young was axed from the side before gather round in replacement of Harry Mackay. Now he's been brought back in. And it's also confirmed that Cooper Lord will be the sub for Carlton. Two players playing their 50th game from both sides. Obviously, Harry Sheasel playing his 50th game. Playing his 50th game today, and obviously and then Corey Durden, who came off of a career best 4-goal haul against the Eagles last week, is playing his 50th game this week. So here are the lineups here. So first, let's go to North Melbourne. From the back line, you've got Charlie Comben, Aidan Core, and Griffin Logue. Luke from the half-back line, you got Luke McDonald, Caleb Daniel, and Darcy Tucker. In the centre, you got Finn O'Sullivan, Tom Powell, and Colby McCulture. In the half forwards, you've got Paul Curtis, Nick Larkey, and Harry Sheasel. In the full forward line, you got Cam Zaha, Jack Darling, and Dylan Stevens. In the followers, you've got Tristan Sherry in the ruck with LDU and Jai Simpkin as the on-ballers. In the interchange bench, you got Zach Fisher, George Wardlaw, Luke Parker. I think it's Wardlaw's first game of the season. I believe. I don't know about that, but Luke Parker and Jacob Constancy. With their emergencies being Riley Hardeman, Bryn Tinkle, and Robert Hanson Jr. As I said earlier, their sub is Zane Dersma. And then now for Carlton here. So from the fullback line, you got Jack Silvani, Jacob Wiedering, and Nick Haynes. On the halfback line, you got Adam Sard, Mitch McGovern, and Ollie Hollins. In the centre, you got the other Hollins, Elijah, Patrick Cripps, and Matthew Cottrell. In the half forward line, you got Sam Walsh, Lewis Young, and Corey Durden. And then the full forward line, you got Jesse Mortlop, Charlie Curnow, and Zach Williams. In the followers, you got Tom Decoding in the ruck with George Hewitt and Adam Chera as your ballers. On the interchange bench, you got Matthew Carroll, Blake Akers, Lockie Fogarty, and Will White, with their emergencies being Jordan Boyd, Mark Pittonet, and Sam Doherty, with Cooper Lord obviously being announced as their sub. So those are the lineups there for both sides leading into this match today. So obviously both sides 1 and 4. Of course, North Melbourne. I think for me, if Carlton won by 70 points against West Coast, I presume it'll be the exact same thing for this game here against North Melbourne. I've got a feeling that this could be a carbon copy for North of their game up at the Barossa against the Suns, where they were competitive for 3.5 quarters. Don't guys remember they were leading by about 9 points. I remember halfway through the third quarter, and then from then on, it was just all the Gold Coast Suns. They just ran away with the game. You think that they won by about 50 odd points or something, you thought, oh, North played badly throughout that quarter, throughout the game. No, they just try. I think because of the conditions down there at the Barossa, I think that on that day, I think it was like 30 odd degrees. I think it took it right. I think them trying to stay with the Suns, who are one of the best in the competition currently right now. It was just by halfway through the third quarter, it was just all too much for them, and in the last quarter, they just fell right away. But of course Carlton, of course you can't specifically say they're back because albeit it was against West Coast. I don't know if you can really say that. So if you win this one, you can't really say they're back either because if they win today, their the wins would be against North Melbourne and West Coast and North Melbourne. Two of the worst teams in the competition. So you can say that, but you really can't really say that Carlton will be back. I think for them here, I think for me that my spotlight, it has to be on the North Melbourne defenders, especially whoever gets Charlie Curnow. They can't make the same mistake of what they did last week. I said this in the preview. When I previewed the North Melbourne Gold Coast game, I said they had to put Charlie Comben on Ben King. They didn't do that. And what did he do? He kicked the bag of 6. So, actually no, he kicked 5. Sorry, he kicked the bag of 5. Sorry, I got my numbers wrong there. I think he kicked 5 goals. So, kicked the bag of, or did he kick 5? Or did he kick 6? I don't know. I think he kicked 6. I'm not so sure about that. I think he did. Let me just double check. Let me just double check that. Let me just double check this just to, because I don't want to get these things wrong. I think Ben King kicked 6. No, he kicked 5. So I was wrong on the first time. So he kicked 5. And Aiden Call was on him all day, and he did not, and had no impact whatsoever. To be honest, here. So I think for me, Clarko, he needs to not make the same mistake twice and put Combin on Curnow. Put the two CCs on each other, Charlie Curnow and Charlie Combin. To be quite, that's what I said. To be quite honest, that needs to happen. To be honest, because if they don't, and then Curnow kicks a big bag of 6 or 7, then that's not a good sign at all for North. It's not. So that's not a good sign. That would not be a good sign for North if they and then also with also look at the lineup here in their forward line. I mean, Sam Walsh got 35 touches and 3 goals last week. Corey Durden kicked 4. Kicked 4. So they all had days out, but unfortunately, that wasn't that wasn't quite what it's hard to say pretty much, but yeah. But North Melbourne, I think their defenders need to fire, to be honest, because of course there's no worry with their midfield and their forward line. I think their midfield wise, I think they'll challenge them. So too with their forward, so too with their midfield and their forward line. But their defense is probably gonna be their weakest link compared to Carlton, in my opinion. So who do I tip? So predictions here. Who do I tip in this game? And the bold prediction. So I think it's either going to be Carlton by 10 goals or North Melbourne in an upset in a thriller. I'm just gonna go with my head on this one, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be Carlton by 10 goals. In my opinion, I'd just say 10 goals plus, because obviously ever since that big performance they had against the D's a month or so ago, they've just gone downhill again, and it's drawn a lot of criticism. Most critical is of course Damian Barrett, but I think for me, I think Cal will kick 10 goals plus. And bold prediction, I think I'll get the line up here. I think Curnow, 12 goals will be kicked between Curnow and Young. I think Young could kick 5. I think Young against this poor North Melbourne defence, I think he could kick 4 or 5, and then certainly Curnow will kick 7. No, most notably, that's for sure. With that, result. So predict the result. I think Carlton by 10 goals plus, and 12 goals between Young and Curnow. That's my bold prediction. If I get that one right, then I'll just be wow. I'll just be out of my own predicting greatness, to be honest. If that was to happen, it's highly unlikely that'll happen, because Young probably won't. He'll probably won't do it. He'll kick only 1 or 2, and then Curnow will probably kick 6 or 7. But anyways, so that's pretty much it for this video. Video here. Check back over the Easter weekend. I'll be previewing. It's actually check back later tonight. As I'm recording this. So I'm recording this just under 20 minutes before the game actually starts. So I better get ready for that. Check back afterwards where I'll do a review of the game a review of the game afterwards, because obviously it's going to be an early afternoon game, and then obviously check back during the weekend where I'll be previewing the Easter Monday game between Hawthorn and Geelong. That one's going to be a cracker of a game, judging by the way that those two teams have played, especially over Gather Round, especially for those two. So yeah, and then just like this one, I will be reviewing the Easter Monday game after, probably not straight after the game, but after the game. I would do that as well, and then obviously another busy week. Obviously, it's going to be the Anzac weekend. So afterwards, so it's going to be, as I said, pretty busy month ahead for footy in a way. So like this video, share this to anybody who's a Carlton fan or a North Melbourne fan. Comment down below who's your tip to win this game. Do you agree with me and say it'll be Carlton, or do you disagree with me and say North Melbourne? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And lastly, somewhere down there, click on the big red button just labeled subscribe. And lastly, while you're there, please donate to the Good Friday appeal. It's a day that just keeps getting better and better, and I hope it's all for a very, very good cause, for the for the Royal Children's Hospital, to help out some of the kids that are doing it tough with cancer, and it's a terrific cause, and please donate as much as possible over the course of today. But until next time, guys, I'll see you guys all later.